Hey, what's going on? DCW Hawks here with me as always.
Devin.
And today we're going to be taking a look at the Ultimate Neca Ghostface figure. Let's open them up. So we have Ghostface out of his package. And usually I'm not too much for fabric figures, but that's the only really way that they could do this figure and make it look right. I remember the other ones they had like the whole thing was plastic, so you had no articulation at all. And then they had that weird one, which is like the top half was plastic, like molded plastic, and then the legs were like this cloth, so he could move. I just find that it just looked horrible. I'll look for a picture and put it at the end of the video with all the other pictures. But this cloth figure, I think, does pretty well. It holds up. It's a nice stretchy material. So you can stretch it. It's not gonna rip. Well, I mean, I guess if you like just yanked on it unmercifully, it might rip, but not too bad at all. He's got his little ghostly tassels, which is just really cool. Looks pretty good. I do enjoy him. Now this is not, I repeat, not a Scream figure. Because I don't believe NECA has the licensing to Scream. Or they did at one point and they don't anymore. I'm not sure. But if you look on the box, Ghostface, Ultimate Ghostface action figure. Nowhere on the box, anywhere, does it say Scream. The icon of Halloween returns with this brand new Ultimate Edition action figure featuring over 25 points of articulation and real fabric cloak. Nothing about Scream anywhere. It's because it's not a Scream figure, it's a Ghostface figure. It's a figure based off a costume that they happen to use in a well-known horror movie. And we'll go over articulation on Ghostface. The head is on one of those double ball peg deals. You just pop it off. So you got movement right at the top. And I don't know if you can see in there, but there's another ball in there at the bottom. Head just pops back on. This hood is really cool too. It's got a wire in it, so you can, well, if I can get it back on there. There we go. Oh man, how bad would it have been if it just ripped right there? After I just said it's not going to rip. We got a little bendy wire right here, so you can control like how the mask looks. A little more open or more squished up. It's all up to you. It's all up to you to decide. Yep, it's got the double ball peg. The arms go out as you saw earlier. They're still kind of tight. This figure worries me a little. I've seen a lot of other reviewers. I saw one where the guy was reviewing it and he moved the left arm and it just snapped right off. So I took mine all apart and heated it up first before we were doing the review. But anyhow, the arms go out about yay far. And they go up that far. Now you're obviously going to have some restriction from the cloth. You have double jointed elbows. There's that double bend, which is nice. You can talk on the phone. All the hands hinge and rotate. Have a diaphragm. This is what he looks like under the cloak. And show the articulation off. A major diaphragm cut. Come on, guy. Right there. So with that, it just get all kinds of movement.
I guess that is one benefit of a cloth figure, that it can look ugly underneath and nobody really cares because you won't see it, but it makes for great articulation.
Mm-hmm. That is very true. Look at that, it's like sculpted legs, and then like this weird stomach crotch piece. The going back isn't really the best. Like it's giving me. Oh wait, there it goes. It's got pretty good back articulation too. Like, you can bend back pretty far. And bend forward really far. It all just depends on how you have your camera for your taking pictures and stuff too. It tilts and twists. Everything you could want from a Ghostface. And the legs, he can Van Damme it. Check that out. And they kick forward really far. That's crazy. See any NECA figures that can kick out that high. Single jointed knee. And the feet move really, they're actually kind of loose. This whole figure's actually kind of loose. I don't know if it's just mine or if they all came that way. I don't know. But yep, you got rotation. Not much of a pivot. And slight down. Slight up. That torso joint bothers me. I'll put some oil in it or something. But for articulation, it's not too bad at all. Now, a Ghostface here comes with a fairly good amount of accessories. So let's go through those. First of all, he comes with the two hands that come on him in package. I believe they were this open or holding hand here. You can tell it's a glove. Looks nice. Good sculpt to it. And just kind of like a, well, I'm going to say it's the voice changer holding hand. We'll test that in a minute. And then we have knife holding hand. Or maybe this is the sickle holding hand. We'll test that in a minute. Again, all sculpted in black plastic. They all look nice. And another holding hand. He does a lot of holding, this guy. Lots of holding. So he comes with this tiny, tiny little voice changer. This thing is super small. The little speaker you talk into. Change the voices on the back. Pretty cool. And he also has 4 interchangeable heads. You have the classic, white mask. And you have a zombie / scarecrow mask. Which is very nice detail on it. Nice black wash. A bloody mask. There it was focused. Might add some more blood to that. Maybe not. And finally, for the heads anyway, a glow-in-the-dark mask. It's like a promotional stab movie mask. And I haven't tried it out yet, but I'm assuming it works just like everything else. You shine a light on it, turn the lights off, and it'll glow. So we'll look forward to that at the end for pictures. And lastly, Ghostface has to have, oh my god, that was horrible. Ghostface has to have weapons. So first, they're all knives, except for one. You have this bloody wooden handle combat knife, maybe. Pretty nice detail, nice wood grain on the handle. Very nicely painted. Next you have a Michael Myers-esque kitchen knife, which I think they just kind of threw it in there because extra weapons. And again, did he ever use a butcher's knife like this?
Probably at some point.
Yeah,
I don't quite remember.
That's true. There are 4 movies to go through and try to figure out if he ever used the weapon. And the one most people I've seen use in their figures is this knife. It's the closest thing to the Scream knife. That gloss on the red there just glistens when it hits the light just right. Really, really cool.
See, I know that it's not a Scream figure technically, but I don't get why they couldn't have thrown in the Scream knife. Because it's not, they don't have a copyright on the knife design.
Well, maybe they do.
I don't know if you can do that. I mean, maybe you can. Who knows?
No, I mean, if it was designed for the movie, you know what I mean?
Well, yeah, would that be like copywriting a machete for Friday the 13th?
Nah, I see your point. That makes sense. Well, let's get back to the review. We'll finish this debate later. And lastly, he comes with a sickle. And this thing's really nicely detailed. A little wood grain on it. All the metal hardware. It's even got little screws in it. Nice worn blade. Very, very nice accessory. I don't know if a lot of people really use it in their displays, but it's cool to have that option, you know? Alright, well, you've seen the accessories. Now we'll come back for size comparisons and final thoughts. And sorry, I accidentally mispronounced this thing. This is not a sickle, this is a scythe. My apologies. So getting into the size comparisons, first off we have the McFarlane DC Multiverse Omega. And I'd say they work pretty well together.
Yeah.
Love that design on that Omega figure. Well, the character in general. Like a Doomsday Batman, pretty much. Pretty cool. Next we have the SDCC 2020 at-home convention, whatever, COVID crap, Storm Collectible Scorpion. And he looks nice with him. He's bent down a little bit. You can straighten him out. Yeah, I'd say they work pretty well.
Yeah.
That's the scary thing about Ghostface though. I mean, you see the mask, but you don't know who's under there.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you know, with like Jason and Michael, Freddy Krueger, etc., Art the Clown, you know they're all the same guy. But you never know who Ghostface is.
You know, it's kind of ironic that you say that, considering our next size comparison.
Yeah, that's funny. NECA Ultimate Roy Burns, who's not really Jason, but he tried to be Jason.
He's pretty tall.
Yeah,
Ghostface.
I can't tell if he's tall or if Ghostface is short.
Neither can I.
Tell me what you think in the comments. Do you think Roy is too tall or Ghostface is too short? I'll let you guys decide. And last but not least, as always, Marvel Legends movie Deadpool.
Okay, now seeing Deadpool in there, it's definitely that Ghostface is too short.
Are you sure?
Considering how far all the other figures that we've done have towered over Deadpool, I'd say so. Maybe not. Maybe I'm wrong.
You put them side by side. So you put him over here, he's gonna look shorter because he's closer to the camera. But put him back here, right next to Ghostface, he doesn't seem as short.
Doesn't he look shorter, closer to the, or taller, closer to the camera though? Because if you come like here.
Chicka chicka. Sorry, I had to do that. Well, I see what you're saying. I don't know, it's weird. It's just the way your mind perceives things.
Maybe it's because he's closer to Roy, who's taller. It makes him look shorter. Oh, got his phone.
Yeah, don't knock him over. Yeah, that could be too. I don't know. Well, anyway, final thoughts on Ghostface here. I enjoy him. If you're a horror fan or a NECA fan, I don't see why you wouldn't enjoy him. Just word to the wise, if you get this figure, heat it up or do something first. Don't just start bending joints right out of the box because it will snap. And yeah, snapping figure arms right out of the box is never a good time. Alright, well, this has been DCW Hawks and
Devin.
And we will see you guys on the next review. Take care, and I'll catch you later.
See ya.